Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the iFox and Juice podcast. I am your host, Juice, and I'm here with my co-host, Reen. How are things, Reen? Been keeping them titties tight under wraps?
Oh, man, we're going to talk about this.
Why not? Well, we've been off for, 2 weeks now? Just a recap. Somebody in my house got COVID, so it was kind of a bunker situation here, and certain rooms were off limits, mine kind of being one of them, so I didn't have time or space to really record the podcast. And then I know there was a issue prior to that, Reen, on your end.
Just shoulder injury again. It hurt to even, move my mouse, so I was fucking miserable.
Yeah,
So,
we're human. I mean, well, Reen, in this case, you're way more like the superhuman one that nobody expects pain out of you, you know. But in my case, yeah, we had an isolation incident here in my house with COVID, but luckily everyone's all right. I was negative the whole time, and most of my family was, but we're out of it. Quarantine's basically over, so we're back to the same old bullshit. And MMA Twitter's back on their same old bullshit. And now we know, I guess there's a good portion of them. Well, I don't know, maybe it's just a loud minority, right, that don't like natural titties.
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't know that she would get so much hate for that.
Was it hate, though, or was it just dudes being dicks?
I guess a little of both. And, you know, all you guys would all suck on those titties, so I don't even know why. You would say anything negative about them.
Ain't nothing wrong with some mosquito bites.
Yeah, at least she got a booty.
Yeah, IG's fucked men's minds up. I'm going to be very candid here. I'm not opposed to following some girls on IG with some big tits or some big ass, and sometimes both. But once I see they got fake lips, I immediately become suspicious and think if they got fake lips, they probably got fake tits and or ass. And then I stop following because I'm like, nope, not down with this shit. The reason I don't follow Rachel Ostovich or Pro Gonzalez, I'm not down with that shit. So Valerie, you do you, girl.
Yeah, I don't get it either because we've seen pictures of her bikini tops on, crop tops or whatever. We can clearly see she doesn't have big titties, right? Can I just point that out, guys? Like, we can y'all saw the same thing, right?
I thought we were all on the same page that we weren't expecting much there. If we saw some gigantic titties, then we knew. Then she launched his website because she was getting ready to unveil them.
Yeah. So good for her. We all can't be perfect, right? Proportion and everything, I ain't gonna say what I said to you. That's between us in the DMs. But anyways, yes, I will defend this girl right now. Just leave her alone, man. At least we're all getting a piece of something, right? Let's just be honest. This OnlyFans blow up and these girls coming out with their websites. Good for them, making money. Wow, and then also we get to see some shit.
It's wild that it's websites now. Like OnlyFans, like in a week, OnlyFans like, nah, fuck OnlyFans. I'm doing my own shit now. Like, what? I don't know what happened. Them. Did they like start taking a larger chunk or something? Because it was just like a giant migration of all these girls just either jumping ship or like, I'm making a website, but fuck OnlyFans.
It could be whatever the fee is. I don't know what it is, but maybe it's just too much. Maybe if you're one of those girls that are making a lot or, can make a lot, you don't want anybody getting a cut of it, especially if you're a fighter and, you're not getting a steady.
In Val's case, for sure.
You're not getting a steady paycheck. Mm-hmm. It costs a lot of money to get training, quality training, right? She's getting quality training and everything else. So, yeah, all the treatments, the recovery process, whatever she does, massages, things like that. And then just, the makeup, the clothes and everything else. So, yay.
Her life is a brand.
That
takes time and money for sure.
So good for her, man. I don't hate on Small titties, big titties. Just I don't dig fake titties either. To be
See,
honest.
yeah, well, you're a woman, so I feel like you're entitled to say that. Whereas where I say it, I'm either gonna get judged by guys like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" You know, whatever. And then even with women, it's like, well, it's her choice, and it's like, I never said that there's anything wrong with them. It's just not my preference, you know.
Right. It's your
Yeah.
choice. If you want
Mhm.
to have big old titties and have back issues later and won't, can't sleep well at night, shit that happen, things like that happen. People look at your titties first before they look at your face. You even have that. Not just, physical issues, but you also got like people looking at you a certain way. So it comes with its, territory, right? Having fake ones. Depending on how big you go. So that's that.
Be like
But
70
yeah.
years old. Be like 70
Yeah.
years old. The spina bifida was worth it.
Yeah, but me personally, I don't like to see him in porn. So, that's where that, yeah. The surgery, like the cuts and shit.
I don't
You
think that
see them?
happens so much anymore. I
I
think they
hope not.
hype it
I hope
up.
it's better now, man. Like the
Now,
makeup or something. Put
no,
something on there.
I think now they kind of tend to go through the armpit or something, so it's like
Oh,
very,
good.
very like, yeah, not a discreet.
See, I don't know about these new girls doing film. You know more about that than me.
No,
I know
I
more of the old
don't.
school.
What are you talking about, Rick?
So I'm used to the
I don't know
holy
who that
shit.
Riley
Do you
Reid
see
chick is.
that?
I don't know who that girl at the Staples Center was pissing on the floor. That bitch is crazy. I don't know who she is.
I had to look her up. I'm like, oh, she likes to take it up the ass a lot. Okay.
Yeah, she does.
Oh man.
Trooper. It's hard to tell from what I've seen nowadays. There's still some that's just like, oh yeah, you skimped there. Like, it's still obvious. That's a fucking boob
Huh.
job from 30 years ago, man. That you were, yeah, you did not
Huh.
go to Beverly Hills for that one.
Right. Let's go to Iowa or some shit. A little small town.
The fucking shed somewhere in a back alley. Yeah.
Or there's only like one doctor, so he does everything.
Those areas where COVID was a legit nightmare because there's one doctor for like 10,000 people and everyone's, it's like one doc. There's
God.
one hospital in a, 100-mile radius type thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ones that we never talked about those situations recently. They've been
Yeah.
focused on like New York and Florida and California and shit. But yeah, no, I'm bringing all this up just to say, if I see Val with some fake titties later on, I'm coming after all you motherfuckers. Whoever made a comment, man, shit ain't right. Leave the poor girl alone. She's like 20. I don't even think that she can fucking drink yet, man.
Well, with just her fighting career too. I mean, it's been kind of stagnant because of COVID. That's not her fault, but
Mm.
there's no way. I just keep it the way it is. Leave it alone. If she gets older, she wants to do it, whatever. That's her choice. But right now, with her career and everything, just leave it alone.
Talk to
There's no way
Kat.
you can like really train with that. Oh yeah, exactly. Like, she felt so much better with him out, right? Isn't that what she
Mhm.
said?
Yeah,
So much easier to train and things like that. So
still
yeah, leave
hot.
it alone. Yep, right?
Yeah.
Like she has nothing. It's just there.
See, I'm down with those scars because then she just all those
Yeah.
scars because she went back naturally. Yeah, it's weird because I know, like as I said, guys tend to judge me because I don't want fake ones, but at the same time I am kind of for plastic surgery. I am for plastic surgery for women who naturally have big breasts and want to reduce them because of the back issues. It's like, dude, at that point you're just doing yourself a favor. Like, why do I give a shit what you do? You know?
Yep.
That
Yeah.
ain't right. That's really not right, man. Like, okay, yeah, it's a gift. I guess I get it, but it's a curse, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I didn't want you to make them smaller because I like looking at it. It's like, you fucking selfish piece of shit, man. Dude, you're not walking around with those things, man.
Right? Screw that. Back issues. Uh-uh.
Yeah.
Why? If you have that option, do it. Especially when they didn't have that option before.
Right? Yeah.
God, poor ladies, man.
Yeah. Just had to live with
That
them.
right? That had to work on the farm or whatever.
Oh, shit.
Whatever physical thing that he had to do.
Probably throwing bales of hay too with these fucking big ass knockers, you know?
Yeah, man. Damn, your knockers getting slapped around too.
Yeah. Damn, man. Be grateful, people. As bad as 2021 America is, you have the choice to augment your titties however you want.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. But that should do it for our cold open, I think. I mean, Leon
Talk enough
Edwards
about her
fucking
titties.
Leon Edwards fucking poked the dude's eye out, but what else is new? It's fucking MMA and the UFC still has their shitty gloves. So, I don't really even see the point in talking about that shit.
That was tough to watch
Yeah.
with
Well, not
Bilal's
often you
reaction
see
and God, like even now, I'm still thinking about him. Like, oh, that poor guy.
it's not often you see a grown man cry, like seriously
Yeah,
cry tears of blood. He really was crying blood, man.
yeah. Ugh. So he's okay, right? Like did you see an update or anything? I can't remember if I did. I think yeah, he is okay, but I don't know how long he's gonna
He's
be out or
I
anything.
think a few weeks, few months, not indefinitely. It's not like Stipe or DC, that they got. It's definitely not Bisping, which to be honest, when it happened, I'm like, this might be a Bisping situation. The only times I've really been scared of an eye poke was that fight and Kat Zingano with Megan, the toe in the eye, because
Oh
she would
God,
not.
yeah.
Yeah, because she could not open her eye. I was like, oh shit, she probably fucking straight up like Mike Winklejohn, like that type shit. That's exactly what I thought when it happened. I was like, oh no. Those are the only times, but she's okay, and I think Muhammad's gonna be okay too. But yeah, that was bad.
So scary.
Yeah, way worse than illegal knees. Thought we said the cold intro was gonna be over, but goddamn you, Eric Andrews, you fucking savage maniac, you. Oh my god. He may go down as player hater of the year at the end of 2021, man. That fucking meme he made with him and Peter Yan and illegal knees. I wasn't joking after I tweeted that too. I'm like, these guys might start a revolution. There's gonna be fucking pride knees before there is a fucking 165-pound division. Like nobody talks about that shit anymore. That was like a thing. People were like, we want this shit. We want it. And now it's like, yeah.
Well, that's just like everything else, right? We just move on. We don't have time to focus. But yeah, that tweet was savage. Like and then just Aljo and Yan going at it back and forth, and then now he's here with Anders talking shit too, and it's been entertaining.
I love that both Aljo and Jan are playing the heel, but Aljo's like legit getting heat, and Jan is playing the heel like a total fucking asshole, but people love him.
Yes, what is that about?
Racism? I don't even know, dude. I don't know.
At this point, like what? I mean,
Is it racism or is it just? I don't
what
know.
is it?
I don't know, man. It's fucking it's me. It's so funny because this fight was a while back now, but we didn't talk about it. We hadn't done shows lately. But it was funny because you and I were DMing that like this is straight up racism. Why are they hating on the black dude? He fucking got illegally kneed. And over the past few days and weeks, it's just like, okay, Aljo's milking it, obviously now. Not saying he faked his injury. I think he legit got hurt. I genuinely do think that. I genuinely think he got hurt and was very compromised. And I don't see anything wrong with how the fight ended. Unfortunate, but that's the way it goes. But yeah, him like celebrating, I was like, all right, cool. I don't have a problem with it. But Jan's being a total asshole, like basically being like unremorseful about throwing these knees and kind of calling Aljo a little bitch, and people love him for it. It's hilarious. He is like, he's gonna become like the Stone Cold Steve Austin of fucking MMA, man. Can do no wrong.
That's just funny because I think they were hating on him originally. They're kind of hating on Yan.
The fans.
Yes.
Well, yeah, he shit the bed. He fucked up the fight. They should hate
No,
him,
no, no. Even prior, no. Even prior to that, I think originally they were hating him.
Hmm.
He didn't really have a whole bunch of fans. They're like, why? He's kind of like a paper champ. Like, what? Why?
He
You know,
beat
he
the shit
beat,
out of Aldo. I mean, you and I were on
and
board.
yeah, and then some people are like, no, that's a, you know, that's not a prime Aldo, or that's no, Aldo shouldn't have been there, and blah blah blah. And, you know, you had those people,
Yeah.
you know, talking shit too. So yeah, and then now everybody's loving him, and then Aljo's getting heat, which I don't understand because he got blasted with the fucking knee to the dome. When Anthony Smith got blasted, he
Hmm.
got that from John Jones. People hating on him too.
People called him an idiot.
Yeah,
And then
and
there's other
he,
people that like gave him props, like, oh, props on you for having the fart to finish the fight, but you're still a fucking idiot. He's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't.
yeah. So which is it? Like, you hating on Aljo? I'm so confused. Is it really racism? Is that what it is here too?
This might be legit, man. Talked about this so much. Like racism, if there's a 5 options that, it can be A, B, C, D, E, F. Racism to me is probably always going to be towards the bottom. Like, yeah, it's probably not racist. It's probably all these other things, probably first. When this one, I'm just like, I'm out of options, man. I think it's just racism.
God, man, I'm such a fan of Yan, but Aljo can do whatever he wants with that belt. He
Yeah.
he earned that belt because of what Yan did. He made a mistake, a very, very fucking big mistake.
Hmm.
It cost him that belt. Aljo can do whatever he wants. It's his now. Why hate on him? His family, his friends, they're all happy for him. Why can't he just have this moment? It's his now. It belongs to him. Sorry. I mean, I'm a Yan fan, and yeah, I'm like, fuck. It is what it is. These are the rules. He should know better. Not just his corner. I understand that I guess there had like a mix of new people as well in his corner because he's been, you know, training in top team, I think. Because of COVID and whatnot, he had to move his training, you know, to the States. So I understand that there was like other people that he normally didn't work with too. But he should know better as well as, you know, a fighter and an athlete that you're not supposed to do that, man. So yeah, it's crazy. Don't hate on the man for having photo shoots or having like his family stand next to him with the belt. He has the belt. That's his. All these posts with him right now. I guess somebody was hating on a recent one, like, yeah, Aljo said that he won't be strutting with the belt or whatever. He posted a picture. I don't know whose foot, you know, steps he's on. Maybe that's his house, but he's not walking around or parading it like you guys say he is. He's just in front of a house taking a photo. Maybe it was a photo shoot. Who knows what it was for? He's getting so much hate. It's so fucking ridiculous, man. What about Yan's responsibility? It's insane and it's entertaining too. Like I said, I'm a fan of Yan's and I'm enjoying this shit show that's going on right now. It's pretty fucking funny.
If I was Sterling, I'd be walking around with it like fucking Tim Sylvia back in the day. I'd be taking it to like see, it's COVID though. You can't really take it anywhere. I'd be like, oh, I'd be taking it to the mall and a fucking, Dave and Buster's and shit. Just to everyone know that I'm the fucking champ. I'd be that annoying with it just you got to sell the fucking rematch, man.
That too.
Uh,
But remember I told you I DM'd you, I'm like, he can rub his dick all over that fucking belt. That's his, remember? I'm like,
yeah,
yeah, like, bro, come on.
yeah, yeah. It's not as much as people want to say it's Jan's belt because he didn't take it or whatever. He literally has like it's his own belt. Like they can never take it away from him. He has that belt for life. Like Jermaine Durand to me too. As much as people hate her, she didn't fight Cyborg and all that stuff. She has a belt for life. That belt's in her house. They can't take that shit away from her. She has that
Yeah.
belt. It's hers.
Yan, right? Yan has a belt.
Yep.
You know, he can sleep with that one for now. He just
Mhm.
didn't get another one or another jewel. Right? He didn't get a little jewel. They do
Yeah,
that
he
now.
didn't
They
get a
don't
jewel.
give they don't give belts all the time anymore.
Yeah.
UFC's like, oh fuck that. That costs a lot. That costs a lot of money when
Hmm.
we just sold off our life. So we sold the company off. So we gotta cut corners. Here's a jewel. So yeah, that shit was funny, man. What else happened? Angie got her win against
Yeah,
Yoder.
beat Yoder twice now. Yeah, she didn't look good.
Yeah,
Well, Yoder didn't look good. Angie looked great, but compared to how bad Yoder looked, yeah, that
yeah,
wasn't great.
that was a
Your
beatdown.
your girl Jinyu,
Junyoung,
she won too, finally.
Yeah, she did. Yep.
Yeah, she can wrestle. I forgot about that. I forgot she can wrestle when she wants. So she has that in her back pocket. But
I think she's
yeah,
1-1 now, so
I
good
think
for
she's
her.
2-2, 2-1, or I'm sorry, 1 and
Is it
2.
2-1?
Yeah,
Oh, 1-2. Damn, man.
Loma
Hanson
and
and
then
then Loma.
Hanson.
That's
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
yep, yeah. But that'll do it for the cold intro because we might be here all day and we got some fights and whatnot to talk about. So let's get on with it and talk about the preview for UFC 260. Jillian Robertson's fighting Miranda Maverick. We talked about this fight before a few weeks back when it was originally scheduled. Robertson pulled out, I think, the day of or the day before the fight. She was sick. She had some type of illness. So that fight got scrapped last minute. It's back on. We both enthusiastically picked Maverick last time around. I haven't seen anything to suggest, especially that it was Robertson getting sick and Maverick. If it was Maverick, I'd be like, well, maybe, who knows if she's recovered. Maybe it was really bad. But since it was Robertson, I think it spells even worse things for her. I think Maverick's going to take it probably within 2 rounds now.
Yeah. I don't see Robertson snapping Maverick's 6-fight win streak. She's not the girl to do it. No way. Oh, man. I totally forgot that they had to reschedule this. Because I was looking at it like, did we see this already? So cool. I'm so glad that it's coming up again.
I'm trying to remember when the original card was. I don't know if it was 259 under the undercard of. No, I think it was before the Adesanya Blachowicz fight. I think it was maybe even a week or two before that. It's been a while. It's been
Yeah.
at least a month.
We're sad that it didn't happen.
Yeah, but now it's on, and I think this is a good card to have it on. You know, because I don't think originally it was on pay-per-view. Now it will be.
Oh, hell yeah. This is a good move then. Good for
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. We got Thomas Almeida fighting Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley's back after almost a year off at this point, after losing to Chito. Man, I love Thomas Almeida. I was a big fan of him on the come up, a few years back, but he's been losing lately against good guys and he's fought valiantly, but I don't know. I just don't think he's got it in him. And I don't know if you want to say that Sean O'Malley bitched up or that he had a freak injury against Chito. Whatever it is, it's weird that it took him so long to come back. So, you got to wonder where his head's at, but I don't know. I can see Almeida putting up a good fight, but for some reason, I think he's going to get finished. Like, O'Malley, I think, is still dangerous, and I don't know. I don't know what Almeida can offer now as opposed to a few years ago.
Yeah, it's interesting that these guys both were, in that category of the new age fighters, the ones that are coming up, right? They had high hopes for Almeida. O'Malley, he's still up there, I guess. Even though he lost to Cheeto and talked shit and he got so much hate, right? The way he carries on with his relationships too.
Is he still
He gets
doing
hate
that?
for that. I guess so. I don't know. He gets hate for that. His fucking podcast.
At this point, he might be, that might be a default, right? Like his girl would be like, yeah, maybe we could have gone exclusive, but then you got your ass kicked, so I'm gonna keep fucking other dudes.
I wonder. I haven't listened to his podcast in a long time, so I think I only caught it like a few times, anyways. But yeah, it's just interesting. These two guys. Almeida, I haven't really watched in a while, so I'm not really sure.
He last lost to Jonathan Martinez a few months back. I guess it was the Korean Zombie Ortega card, and that Jonathan Martinez kid is really good. I mean, he just got knocked the fuck out last few days ago against David Grant, but that was a crazy fight, and nobody was expecting that. So Jonathan Martinez is like a legit prospect at this point, but bantamweight is so tough. Bantamweight's kind of like the new lightweight. Like anybody and everybody will lose at some point. I don't know. I don't want to pick O'Malley because I'm just not a fan of the guy. I never have been, but it's tough to envision Almeida beating him. Because even though he is powerful and he's got flying knees and elbows and all this crazy shit, I think it's gonna be hard to land that shit on O'Malley. Like I don't think it's a spectacular guy with spectacular techniques like Almeida to beat him. It's gonna be the Cheetos, the Peter Yans, the guys that can box, footwork, have pressure. You know, I don't think some guy that tries to go tit for tat with O'Malley's gonna beat him.
No, because I think he wants that, right?
Yeah, he's gonna fight his
Maybe the
fight. He's gonna
right,
fight the fight
exactly.
that O'Malley wants. A guy like Chito, a guy like Jan, a guy like even like Aldo. You know, those guys aren't gonna have his fight. Rob Font. You know, those guys aren't gonna fight his fights. So.
Yeah, this will be interesting.
Mhm.
I think I'll go with O'Malley.
Yeah, I have to too. Don't. Oh man, I will be so glad if I'm wrong. I'll be so glad. And then good for Almeida too. I mean, I like the guy. If he beats O'Malley, he'll probably be like a top 15 guy. But I just don't think it'll happen. So now we get to the co-main, a fight that we didn't go in depth when we initially talked about it. But I don't even know if we're gonna go in depth
You know
here.
why? You know why? Because we're not sure if Woodley would make it.
Well, as of right now, we're still not sure. A few days out.
Yeah.
And again, I've anyone that's listened to the show for the past year knows that I am possibly the biggest Vicente Luque stan in the world because he is now the owner of my favorite knockout of all time. His last fight against Randy Brown, that vicious fucking world star knockout he did. We'll never say enough good things about it. But Woodley got his ass kicked by Covington a month before the election. Like, like, oh my. I'm not even saying this to clown him, dude. Like, it's just one of those things. Like, how did this fight happen in December? Yes, there's still be animosity. Yes, the political stuff was still real bad. But it kind of would have been a moot point because we all would have been laughing at Cole because it was like, hey, your boy lost. But there was still a possibility that Trump was gonna win, so he rubbed it in everyone's face. And, remember the people really tried to get him canceled then there too. That didn't work.
Yeah. The phone calls,
Gina Carano
everything.
got canceled, but this dude didn't. Yeah, but before we go off, let's focus on the fight for now, if we can. I mean, is there anything I mentioned when this fight first came up? There is a possibility that Woodley wins this because he still. I do think he has the power. I still think he has that power. Power is the last thing to go, as they say. I think if he lands, he could still knock motherfuckers out. Even as tough as Luque is, I think he can do it. His wrestling, he doesn't seem to use it anymore, but it's still a weapon. At least it was in the past. But Luque is just so goddamn violent and so game. I just don't see like he can lose this fight maybe by like not doing enough, but I just can't see him getting his ass whooped, and I don't see him staying frozen. I don't picture this being like Woodley Wonderboy 2 or the Damian Maya fight. He's too well rounded for that. So I don't think Luque will knock him out, even though he's a proven finisher, but I just don't see anything Woodley does besides just stand there and do nothing as he has his past couple fights. I mean, he could have got a fire lit up under his ass losing to someone like Colby Covington. Maybe that's the spark he needed, but I can't be confident in that.
I'm seriously. I was just thinking that like he was so hesitant in the past few fights he's had. When are you gonna make your adjustments? Like, is this it? I hope it is. Because wasn't Dana thinking about talking to him about possibly retiring and just
Yeah.
walking away from this? So is this it? I hope it is.
He's been with Dean Thomas the whole time, right?
I believe so. Or he goes with Duke
I know he
Rufus
goes with
too, back
Rufus,
and
but
forth.
I think Thomas has always been his head coach for the past few years since he was a champ. No,
I think so.
that's just so. That's like troubling to me because Dean's a really smart dude and he's a good friend of his. So it's like, how has he not been able to right the ship a bit?
I don't know. I don't get it. Like, why? Why are you in your head so much? Like, why are you thinking so much? I don't get it. I hope this is it though for him. I hope we'll see like the old Woodley or make some kind of movement, right? You don't have to be explosive all the time, but can you make some sort of movement?
You know what's wild to me is that Woodley was critiqued. He's been critiqued for being a boring fighter forever. It wasn't just when he became champ. It wasn't just the Wonder Boy and Maya fights. He was very boring early on, but I always cut him some slack because I'm like, okay, he's obviously an amazing wrestler. Why is he going to try and limit his chance of losing by doing something stupid like, getting in a striking battle with a guy he could clearly out wrestle. I mean, he was undefeated for a long time, then ran into Nate Marquardt, who was a veteran who didn't fall for that shit, and knocked his ass out. He lost that fight being basically a one-trick pony. And yeah, running into a veteran who can take on that. And yeah, he was being conservative and it cost him. After that, he knocked out Jay Heron. That's when we realized he had power. He started focusing more on his hands, and he became this fucking monster. And then he becomes champ. I mean, even the way he won the belt, he literally landed like 3 punches and won the belt. It was very conservative like the whole time, except for the Darren Till fight, which I kind of put on Till because he was so aggressive. Like, I think most people would have been able to catch him. And then the Usman fight happened, and I don't know. It's like, dude, you already lost earlier in your career, got brutally knocked out because you're too conservative, and now you've lost 15 rounds straight. And at least after the first time you lost, you matured and you evolved. Now it's like you've lost 3 fights in a row, man. You've lost 15 rounds straight, and you still don't get it. Like, I wonder if he's been battling these nasty injuries that he just can't like recover from. Like, how could he not even throw punches anymore?
I don't understand either. Mental injuries too? Mentally, he's checked out?
We're not doctors, and it's hard to say anything with TBI, right? But he's never been in like real wars. Like, his toughest fight has been the first Wonder Boy fight. And it was a good fight, but it wasn't Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
It's weird, man. Like, what happened to you? I wonder if we'll find out, if we'll ever find out what really happened to him. Like, he just so explosive and power, and that Till fight, yeah, subbing him. Fucking what? Like, what? No one expected that.
Still possibly the most beautiful Darstroke I've ever seen in my life. Straight up, like Hicks and Gracie-esque. It was that perfect. And by this built fucking big ass, buff ass dude. Like, right. That's usually, reserved for like kind of long, skinny guys like Max Holloway, right? Got his black belt, and it was earned. Like, damn, you did earn your black belt with that fucking win. But then nothing happened.
Yeah, it's so strange to me. I don't understand. He's amazing. He can do it all.
Yeah, but smart, very smart dude too.
Yeah, it seemed like he had it all together with that Till fight, and then now the pieces are everywhere now. I don't get it. Man, we can keep going on and on about Woodley, but yeah. I hope this is it, but Luque, he's dangerous, man. He's so strong. He doesn't give a shit. He'll move forward. He'll probably challenge that hand.
Yeah, I can see him baiting him for sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And although I'm a Luque stan and I want him to win this fight, and I think he will win this fight, I'm not going to be mad if Woodley wins because he is a former champ. And, you always kind of like to see that, the former champ get back to glory a little bit. But even if he loses, I just want him to go out fighting. Like, go down swinging, don't just stand there. Don't do what you've been doing, at least go out with some dignity. I'm sorry to say that because I sound like a total dick, like, oh, he's like cowardly or something. That's not what I mean at all. But yeah, like, just put forth the effort. Because he sometimes you lose and you don't feel bad about your performance because you're like, well, fuck the judges, they fucked me over, or I don't think I should have lost or whatever. You could be mad at that, but you could feel like, man, I did everything right. I fought well. Like, maybe I lost a round or two, but I fought well. Like Dominic Reyes, when he fought John Jones. Do you think he felt bad after that fight? He was mad for sure at the judges, but he couldn't be mad at his performance. He gave it his all. I would think he'd at least want that, even though it's not even a silver lining and not much of a consolation prize. Like, just for yourself, just for your pride. But again, maybe this Covington thing fucking got him training like a madman. Maybe that's what he needed.
Hope so, man. But we'll see. This is a good card so far.
Yeah, I mean, not the most stacked card, but balanced. I got good fights all over.
Yes.
Yeah. Main event time: Stipe Miocic and Francis Ngannou, the rematch. I believe as of this moment, Ngannou's still the favorite, and this is one of those things. I don't really have analysis of this fight as far as anything substantial. The thing that just keeps coming to mind is, I mean, obviously the first match, which Miocic easily and clearly won. And Ngannou's shown no growth since then. We know one thing that we already knew. Motherfucker can crack. And can crack hard and fast and early. But we don't know anything else. This reminds me so much of when DC rematched Anthony Johnson. Anthony Johnson was a favorite going into the first DC match. I have no problem with that. He was terrifying, and I get why people thought that DC might lose. But he didn't lose. He won emphatically, and then they rematched like 2 years later, and somehow people still thought that Rumble was gonna get away with that puncher's chance against DC, a guy who thoroughly out wrestled him the first fight, and we saw take hits from him already. I just don't see. Yeah, of course Ngannou can crack him and knock him dead, but he's been here and done that, and Ngannou's had like what 4 or 5 minutes of ring time since. Well, he lost to Lewis, but nobody counts that fight.
No,
Even
of
then
course not.
he threw 10
Why'd you have
punches.
to bring that up? I totally forgot about it.
He threw fucking 10 punches in that fight. That wasn't even a fight. That wasn't even a sparring match, So it's like basically
They're
that fight never
staring
happened.
at each other.
Yeah.
It was a staring match.
Basically that fight never happened, and since then he's had what, all first round finishes, all within a few minutes. So he's had what, maybe 5 rounds of 5 minutes of cage time since that Lewis fight, which wasn't anything anyway. Like he knocked out Rosenstruck in what, 22 seconds. He knocked out Curtis Blades in like what, 2-3 minutes. He knocked out Dos Santos in like 2 minutes. Like, yeah.
Yeah, still like lots of questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stipe has what, wrestling, footwork, boxing.
He looked incredible against DC in his last fight too. I don't think people give him enough credit for how good he looked. He looked better than even in the rematch. Shit, I mean, he was losing a good part of the rematch. In this one, he just kind of wiped the floor with DC.
Yeah, fucking big dude. He could fight backwards. Movement is incredible for a big ass dude.
Oh.
I mean, I just saying all that, I would have to go with the champ.
Yeah, and without a doubt
Still.
now, undisputably the best heavyweight ever of all time. Like, no dispute now.
Yeah.
Beat DC twice. Has defended the belt more than anyone. Like, he's the guy. Easily, for sure. With a bullet point, with an exclamation point.
Yeah. The fucking disrespect. I get it. People gotta like talk about it, hype this up, put money on the table. Because I mean, yeah, Francis does have that chance, puncher's chance, but he's already felt that power before. It's not like this is going to be a surprise either for Stipe. So
yeah, like you can say that Stipe was gonna have that fear in the first fight. I mean, everyone's scared going into a fight. Every pro fighter, every human being has told you this. Everyone's scared going into a fight, but you got to think Stipe is gonna be way less scared this time because it's like I already took his best punch. Like, the last fight is like, fuck, I don't know, maybe this guy does hit like a truck and he can knock me out with a jab maybe. Well, he already took some of his best punches and he's good. Why would he be worried now? And it's not like he's gone way more explosive, way faster, way better technique. He's the same guy. There's nothing to indicate that he's changed.
I don't think it's going to go anywhere. That belt's staying with the man, and that's it.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I just... It's funny, right? Curtis Blades, up until a few weeks ago, was undefeated aside from Ngannou. Well, now he's got Derek Lewis to that list. But Ngannou would, I think, I don't know if he had another loss. Well, again, Lewis. But basically, he could knock out everyone in the heavyweight division, but he'll never be champ, Like, he could literally beat everyone. He'll be like that Joseph Benavidez, Could beat everyone, he just can't beat the champ. I think that's what's gonna happen here. Well, I don't know if Ngannou wins. I think a trilogy will be next or very close to next. But if Ngannou wins, Lewis might be next, and I don't know how that's gonna work out.
Oh God!
Building up that fight, like Is anyone even gonna? That's for sure pay per view, or unless Dana really gets a hair of his head, like we got to put this on TV because no one's gonna buy it. I kind of want it to happen. You know what? Fuck that. I'm going back. Ngannou's gonna win this because I want that. I either want the trilogy. I'm not mad about that. And if they're not gonna do that, Lewis is next, and I want to see how they're gonna promote this shit. I want them. I want to see them pull a fucking rabbit out of their ass. I want to see
How
it.
are they? How are they gonna promote it? What footage do they actually have from the
Get
previous one?
creative, son. You gotta pull. We gotta do the most fire highlight reel ever because you can't even acknowledge that the first fight happened, and yet when the poster comes, it'll say Ngannou versus Lewis 2. What happened to the first fight? We don't talk about that fight anymore. Don't worry about it.
Oh, that fight was canceled.
Fuck. My God, we're about to get into that shit. Our stance is basically no cancellation on this show, but if there's ever a time to take an eraser to history books, I ain't mad at that one, man. And shit, you can go under you could go do it for woke reasoning, like this is too much black on black crime. This is a bad time in America's history. It's just that didn't happen. We can't be showing shit like this.
I'm crying. Oh my God. I'm trying not to picture that fight in my head, but God damn it.
Hey, Derek, I didn't hear the whole thing, but Lewis came on Joe Rogan's podcast, and even he said, like, I don't really think about that fight. Like, that wasn't even a fight. That didn't happen. Props to him, man. I didn't hear the whole thing, but it was interesting hearing, like, he's actually like not that I ever thought he was a mean guy, but like he's legitimately a very sweet person, and he's like very thoughtful. He's like talking about his kids and shit and his background coming up. Like, he's like a very humble dude. It was crazy to hear. Yet he's got like Ferraris and shit too. He's he wastes all his money on cars and shit. You see what you see is what you get with Derek Lewis, man. He's like America's uncle. It's like him and Joey Diaz are like America's uncles.
I love him. I love him so much. He's so proud too of his kids, and that's so cute, man. It's cool that he was on Rogan's show.
I didn't even know he had kids, man. I don't know if they've ever mentioned that. For some reason, I'm like, he has kids. Like, I didn't know that. But I knew he was married. I know he's like 36. I'm like, he probably does have kids, but I never thought about it.
Oh, he's busy with his wife all the time, so
He did mention how he was like that he had low T, he was low testosterone. He's like, I blame it on my wife. Like, I always gotta be busy with her. If not, she thinks I'm fucking around. God damn it.
God, I love him.
About the dude, he's hilarious without even trying, man. Like, I don't think he tries to be funny. I think that's just how he is.
I hope they get him on like the ESPN table or the commenting table or something.
Nah, you can't trust Derek, man. Those guys are all in suits and shit.
Just let him be, man. Give him his own show or something. Like, maybe like a little 5-minute clip of him. Something. Give him something. Okay, he has that Shaq kind of aura about him, but he can fight. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He's such a big dude and so funny and yeah. That's
a very good comparison. He's the Shaq of MMA.
That's that dude. Yeah, give him a suit. Give him a little spot somewhere. We need to hear him more.
Actually, I'm on board now. Yeah, you're right. Because Shaq's on the fucking on screen, and he probably shouldn't have been trusted to begin with either, right? Yeah, I ain't mad at that. But okay, so I went back on my pick. I apologize for wasting your guys' time with that, but yeah, I'm going with Ngannou just for shits and giggles. I guess kind of similar to the Ortega thing. I'm gonna be a wild man today. Rain, you're going with the safe picks. Good on you. You're the right one in the situation, even if they end up losing. But that does it for the preview of UFC 260. Let's get into some headlines. So there's a rumor going around, speaking of cancel culture and taking an eraser to history, that Gina Carano's further getting canceled, which I didn't know was possible. I guess she did a show with Bear Grylls on National Geographic months back, and it was set to air soon. But when the season of the list of the episodes of the season came out, she wasn't in it. Who knows? That could have been a glitch. Uh, maybe she really isn't in it, and they deleted the whole episode. Who the hell knows? I mean, this is all speculation. There was word about, I guess she was going to be in the Fast and Furious movies, which was news to me. And then supposedly they fired her early on because she might be trouble. I feel like this is like tabloid, you know, grocery store, fucking magazine bullshit. But some of this is true, especially on, Disney basically erasing her from the history books of the Disney Plus network, and shit, even getting rid of her Funko Pop dolls. Hey, this shit is just, I don't know, Rain. I think you can articulate what I'm trying to say better.
Yeah, they keep. I mean, National Geographic. I kind of understand because it's under Disney. I get it. Yeah, they're gonna just keep hunting her down. You know. I I
Ironically,
get it. Yeah, they took no responsibility on which how they handled the firing. They totally backed up, I think, Kathleen Kennedy and her decision to let her go in the manner that she did. Those are the type of people that we are all kind of supporting. They talk about women's empowerment and this and that, but they didn't even have like respect or dignity to let Gina know, hey, we're letting you go because of this. She had to find out on social media. So for them to continue down this path, like it's just why? Are you going to do this with everybody? I hope. And then it's just with her. I just wonder, like, why she wasn't even that popular. Why so much anger? It feels like they're so angry with her.
it's interesting because we've talked about this a good amount now, but I think the more we talk about it on air and off air, I start to gather new ideas as to possible reasons as to why this is the case with her. Because there's way worse people out there than Gina, but from the look of
Yes.
things, she seems more redeemable than fucking. It's funny, just with Hollywood too, given all their shady characters. I mean, and not even the Harvey Weinstein's and such. I mean, Roman Polanski is still beloved by many, and he's a child rapist. Woody Allen's, kind of in the spotlight right now, and even he's kind of getting he's kind of getting defended by some too. I do kind of wonder, and I hate saying this because it sounds very Trumpian of like all Trump supporters of why he was hated so much, but I do think too, especially that it's Hollywood. Remember Meryl Streep's fucking speech a few years back about the arts?
Yeah.
I do wonder if something like that has something to do with it, because I don't think Meryl Streep is alone in that of, oh, this is a dirty sport. It's like probably not even a sport. It's definitely not art. It's just this barbaric white trash thing that's on TV, that shouldn't be on the airwaves, this MMA shit. And I think I wonder if some of the Hollywood higher ups look at her as just like a dirty cage fighter, like they don't look at her as one of their, as one. Well, to be fair, she's not one of them. She's not a fucking actress. She's not a good actress. So if you hate on her for that, I get it. But I really think they probably can't get over the fact that she was like a cage fighter, that she's like a total outsider to that, lived a totally different life.
It's so wild, man.
Because people were genuinely outraged. It was the people, whether it's real people, fucking bots, or just the few loud voices on Twitter or whatever it is. It was people that were genuinely upset by her post. I understand that. That's genuine. But then the executives seem to take it even further than even they wanted. It seems like, it's like, yeah, we wanted her gone. Now you guys are just like, nope, you'll never see her again.
Yeah. I mean, they kept attacking her. They got what they wanted, and they continued to go down this path. I mean, do they hate women?
Kathleen, what is it? Internalized misogyny? Is that what Kathleen Kennedy's got?
Yeah, like, is she too strong for you guys to be in the same sandbox? Like, damn.
Oh man.
Ah, jeez, man. Just because she has these views, I mean, yeah, that article, yeah, said something like she's been problematic for the past 10 years with all this, but she's only started in politics what last year because she was
Yeah,
concerned.
maybe there's something that I'm unaware of, but that seems like total horseshit. Like I never even knew
Yeah.
she was political. Like, fuck, a few years ago, maybe she wouldn't have even known Obama was president. You know? Like, she just didn't seem at all any kind of way political. And yeah, maybe she went down a rabbit hole. Yeah, maybe she really is crazier than even she lets on. Who knows? But if she is that crazy, she went about it in a very subtle way. She wasn't talking shit about, she wasn't saying, Jews run the world and fucking communists are taking over this country and all that crazy shit you hear on Fox News. Well, maybe I shouldn't say Fox News. Maybe I should say fucking Breitbart or something. But still,
Now, you have to agree with everybody else, do what you're told, even if you're not comfortable. That's what happened to her. That's the reason why. Everybody was hating on her from different communities. And then Disney listened to that.
hmm
So is it going to happen to everybody else? Is this what's going to happen? We're all going to get canceled because, you know, we have different views,
well, not,
opinions.
well, not you and me. I mean,
I'm just
well,
saying, like, in general, like, this is the normal thing. Like, report people, get their accounts suspended, just make up anything, even if it's not there, you know? Like, is this, we're just all going to jump on it and say it's cancel culture as well? You know what I mean? Is this going to be the new trend? It's just, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like this at all. I didn't like it from the beginning with Trump. Don't get me wrong. I didn't like it. I understood why they were doing it because, yeah, I understand that world, but I'm not comfortable with it. And now this too, this is just not going in the right direction. It makes me nervous. What else are you going to take from us? What else is going to happen? We've been through some shit.
maybe I'm being optimistic, and I want to say once the pandemic's over, that people just kind of get to back to normal life, and stop focusing on shit like this. But I mean, it was kind of like this beforehand. It's under a microscope now.
Seriously, big one. Everybody's looking down, you know?
Yeah.
Everybody's got
Here,
opinions,
here,
woke, and yeah,
here's
whatever's
the
going
thing
on.
too. Here's the thing too. Like, here's this nuance regarding quote unquote cancel culture too. In some cases, it is good. Like, dude, I still don't know. I was a teenager when R. Kelly's fucking sex tape came out, and I didn't understand how he wasn't in fucking jail. And it wasn't until what I was 30 years old, 29, 30 years old, that now that oh yeah, let's fucking cancel R. Kelly. But dude was had a fucking sex cult basically, with underage children, like allegedly. I don't know how much we can prove of this, but you know what I mean? Like R. Kelly's a disgusting fucking person. He deserves to get canceled. But even then, people were still like deleting his songs off Spotify and I think iTunes and shit. It's like doing the same thing like with Gina. It's like, shit, man, even terrible people, their art's the art. People are still gonna like the art, unfortunately. But yeah, like all right, R. Kelly deserved his comeuppance, whichever way it came good. But there's a big difference between R. Kelly and Gina Carano, and that's my 2 cents.
Yes.
There's a slight difference between them two.
Yeah. Instead of educating this girl again, or you know what I mean, just letting her know, hey, this is not right, or explain yourself. Even asking her to explain herself, like they never did that. But it just seems like everybody does it too. And again, it bothers me that they use that. Talk about Germany. The comparisons. Why? Just leave it alone. Everybody, just fucking leave it alone. You can't compare that to what's going on now. No, don't do it. No. Let's stop that. I don't understand. Like if yeah, she shouldn't have used that picture. It's so normalized. That's what bothers me.
You know what you could use that for, of genocide and all this shit, the terrible things that happen in Germany, is a place like Yemen, which we are also complicit in bombing. Half of people in America probably can't even tell you what the fuck Yemen is. There's actual genocide going on, actual famine, actual war, actual elimination of certain minorities, like that's actually going on there. But we don't talk about that because it's not America, and shit, we even have a hand in that, in killing those people because we supply those fucking weapons to Saudi Arabia. But so yeah, it was a very bad analogy regarding America because it's still not that bad here. It's really not. But yeah, I know what you're saying. It is overused, and
Disrespectful too, man.
yeah, people were saying that with this, right? That she made light of the Holocaust because it's such a ridiculous comparison. It's like, yeah, but people were saying that Trump was Hitler. Was that not making light of the Holocaust too?
Yes,
Did he?
that bothers me too. Yeah.
Yeah, did he kill millions of people? No. People were calling Obama Hitler when he was fucking president. Like, yeah, like everyone does it, and it's almost always stupid. Like, it's very, very rarely accurate, almost never accurate. I'm with you there. People are mad for the wrong reasons. There's genuine outrage to be had there, but not for the reasons that everyone's claiming. But moving on from that, Holly Holm pulled out of her fight with Juliana Pena with a, I don't want to say rare because I'm not a doctor and I've never even heard of this, but I say maybe an odd condition. And forgive my pronunciation. I've never heard this word, hydronephrosis, which I believe it sounds like it's some type of backing up of liquid, I guess in her bladder, which according to her, some people are born with. Yeah, it says a blockage of fluid from the kidneys to the bladder. So I don't know how that happens. I guess she has some abdominal pain. Went to the doctor or something, and I guess they found out this is what it was, and decided it wasn't best for her to fight, so she pulled out. Now they're talking about Juliana Pena possibly fighting for the belt, since they're not sure when Holly's gonna come back. If Nunes is up for it, and if not, then she might just have to wait for Holly for a couple extra weeks. But
See, this is an outrage. Yes.
why?
If she like fights for the belt, Pena fights.
Oh, Pena. Oh, I thought Holly. I was like, well, I already know you hate Holly, but
Oh, I can't hate on that poor girl. Her urine and everything's getting backed up.
my first thought when I saw that is like, does she hold her pee? Is that what?
Right? Like, how does that work?
Like a
Is she
UTI?
okay? I thought that too. When I started reading it and stuff, I'm like, ooh, that's disgusting.
You need to
Like,
pee
how
more
does she
often,
pee?
girl.
like, yeah, like, how did you? What do you eat? Like, what's wrong with you? That's gross. No, but I guess it happens.
Yeah, it's just she was born with it, and she just never shows symptoms. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, so they have to go in there and put a stent or something in it and unclog it. Right? So
it just sounds bad.
yeah, I can't hate on her for this. It just sucks that we're at this point where it's like Pena might get a title shot. I rather.
You rather see Holly?
God damn it! Thank you for finishing it, so I don't have to say it.
See, she is deserving. It's not all white privilege.
I thought it, but I didn't say it. Yeah, privilege. Pena, man, come on. You gotta get a couple more fights. You gotta sub by 2 strikers. You gotta show us a little bit more. You've been out for so long too. At least Holly's been trying. And this is just, yeah, an unfortunate, medical issue. So, that ain't her fault. And even the champ was like, "Come on, you gotta fight more, right? I'm not trying to duck you." She's like sitting here, like saying the champ is ducking her. She just fought at featherweight, crazy bitch. God.
Yeah, honestly, it wasn't even a fight. She was fine with that, but
Yeah.
I do wonder what that process is like. Like, I think 135 is a better weight class. I mean, I always prefer people be bigger so they don't cut so much weight. So I think 145 is the healthier option, although she's only fought 2 women. But 135, I think, is probably her more natural weight class. She's big, but she's not gigantic. I don't think she's killing herself to make that weight. So, but I think she's probably got to get a certain diet, because maybe at 145 she fucks around a little bit more and just isn't as strict with her diet. Maybe she does more strength work. Who knows? But it's probably not the same for both weights. I assume one takes longer than the other. So at this point, I think I'd be willing to bet money that Pena is probably gonna have to wait and just fight Holly. I think that's what's gonna happen. I don't think because Nunes isn't gonna budge, man. I mean, of course she'll fight her, but it's like, why soon and for what?
Right.
Just do the
Yeah.
UFC a favor. Like they owe her a favor. She doesn't owe any more favors. She never really did, to be honest. Especially after the Rousey fight, like you motherfuckers should be bowing to me. I don't know you guys shit.
Yeah. Exactly. And then Holly Holm wants that fight with Juliana Pena anyway, so just hold on for a little bit longer. I think there's so many different fights lined up anyways that it looks like they're gonna wait for her instead of having Amanda fight Pena. So just wait, girl.
Yeah, that'd probably be best. Okay, so this isn't necessarily a news story. It's just been in the news. So I'm just gonna bring up the dude's name, Hans Molenkamp, I believe. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So he was originally brought up by Dominic Cruz because of the sponsorship fiasco that apparently he feels like he's being used for clout for that dude's own clout, and is kind of getting fucked over on his monster deal because he's one of like I guess a brand manager or something like that. And Bisping also spoke out on this, saying something to that effect that he thinks everyone's his friend, and then he treats you like shit if you're not, even though we're just business associates. And then today came out that Rampage is coming to this dude's defense, and he's not even friends with him, but he's just saying that you know he knows what he's up to, and fighters are overreacting, that making it seem like they're getting used when in reality everyone does what he's trying to do, so he doesn't see the big deal. This dude's been been on, been getting a lot of hate ever since Cruz made his comments, and it's interesting that nobody knew about him. I actually followed this guy on IG for a very long time, just because I tend to follow anything fight related, and I don't know, I guess he came up in the algorithm or something. I thought he was a Muay Thai fighter. I don't know if he was or not. I guess he had like a few amateur fights. I don't know if they're uh, Muay Thai or MMA, but yeah, he always kind of struck me as annoying because he tried to go viral with that kicking water bottles out of people's hands thing. Ever since then, I kind of like soured on the dude because he just seemed like an asshole. Uh, but with this shit with Cruz said, I'm like, yeah, I can still tell. I guess you just kind of got to go with your gut, and I can see this happening. Like I kind of take his word for it. And then Bisping too. Bisping, especially being in the booth, like what does the dude have to lose now? He's not a fighter, you know. He's probably in a situation to where Dana's gonna talk shit to him, given that he is kind of like the face of the UFC in a way, right? Because he's the voice of the UFC in a way. Um, but I do wonder because Dana really came hard. He came to the defense because he don't want to lose that sponsor. But I'm just curious for your thoughts on all this, Rand. Just I guess what's your feel on it, and then the defenses of the guy, the backlash against him.
I don't understand this because I mean he's a professional photographer.
Oh, really? Well, I don't know. You look at his IG, says like entrepreneur, brand manager. I don't know what else. I know he does some stuff with like some knife company.
He's done so much. I mean, his past was a professional photographer. So, and then social media, of course, he's going to have to use that, right? He has a brand. So maybe, I was thinking this, maybe Dominic Cruz is over exaggerating, especially like he's kind of done that before with who, what was it? Peterson with this fight. Remember? He said that he like smelled like alcohol and this and that.
oh my God. Yeah, yeah. The ref. Yes. No,
Yeah,
not just
so
Peterson. Yeah.
so I with this situation, I'm thinking maybe here's another one because maybe he didn't like being he didn't want to take a certain picture or whatever, and he felt like pressured. And in his mind, this is what he thought: like I'm gonna get my contract canceled if this happens, if I don't do this, because nobody else is out complaining about it, and he's been around for a while, for a long time. And Monster Energy isn't the only company that he's associated with. He has United too. They specialize in gear,
Yeah,
Muay
I
Thai
saw that.
gear and shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has all kinds of stuff. He goes around gyms all around the world. No one else has come out and said anything about it, so I'm not sure.
Well, Bisping,
What did Bisping say?
he just basically kind of
Agree?
he just kind of repeated what Cruz said. He said, yeah, that he makes you like he like really pressure like he's like, oh, like we're friends, right? We you know you don't mind doing this for me, right? Kind of like asking for favors. And Bisping, this really sounds like
Mhm.
Bisping. I can hear him saying it's like, oh no, like we're not friends, we're fucking business associates. Like I'm not inviting you
Okay.
to my family's barbecue. Like we're just, we're in business together. And he said that he told him that once. Who knows why? I don't know. Maybe he came at him wrong. Maybe he was in a bad mood. But he said
Mhm.
after that his contract with Monster was like not renewed or something like that.
I wonder when, and because maybe it wasn't renewed because he wasn't a champ anymore either.
It sounds like this was post fighting. I don't think this was when he was champion. I think this was like once he
Okay.
retired. Uh, but yeah, yeah, you're right. It could be one of those situations too. But the sentiment that Bisping felt is similar to the sentiment that Cruz
Mhm.
felt, that like he tries to
Yeah.
force you into like, getting along with him on social media so he can like, yeah, like build his own brand type thing.
Yeah. And good for them for like putting their foot down then if they're not comfortable with that and keeping like, business is business, pleasure is pleasure, right? Like friends are friends, business, associates are business associates.
This is all speculation, as we said, because
Mhm.
nobody can, Dana, like I said, Dana came to his defense because, of course, I mean, you would expect that because that's a sponsor. Rampage, I know has been with Monster for a long time, so I don't know, maybe there's some type of loyalty there. I guess I tend to believe Bisping and Cruz because I'm like that. I don't fuck around with the whole. I don't like when people say that they're my friends when they're not. Like, I don't care
Mhm.
if we went to school together. I don't care if you're best friends with my cousin. I don't care if uh you know a family member of mine. Like, we're not friends just because we know each other. We're not friends even if we're coworkers. We're not friends even if we fucking want to have a drink together. Like, to me, a friend is, like you and I'd invite you to my house. I have no problem introducing you to my family, to my girlfriend, to go out with, to me, that's a friend. Like, you trust them with a lot. Even if it's not your life, you trust them with, they have your back. And yeah, if I was Cruz, yeah, I don't think he's fucking close with this guy like that, nor is Bisping. And I know that the type of guys that'll say that, like, yeah, we're not homies. Like, this is fucking business. And Rampage, it's hard for me. Like, Rampage is the one guy who's come out in defense of him the most, and I just find it funny with Rampage because he's the guy that after every company he leaves, they're always the worst thing ever. Pride was so corrupt. Pride was so dirty. Then he leaves the UFC. Oh my God, fucking Dana's a piece of shit. He wanted me to do this and that. He wanted me to fight injured, this and that. Like every fucking company he's gone with, he's always talking shit about somebody. So I don't know. I don't know if he's being genuine or he's just because he's been with Monster for a long time and he doesn't want to rock the boat. I don't know.
I don't know either. I was thinking, and also, I also saw this in like chats and stuff like that. Like they're saying, like, oh yeah, Rampage got paid 50,000, and they're just like talking a lot of shit, like how he got paid to say all this stuff.
Fuck,
But
if I
yeah,
got paid 50,000, I might say some shit too. That's a lot to just be like, yeah, he ain't bad. Because he didn't even say like, oh, we're friends. He's just like, nah, like we don't agree all the time, but he's never made me feel like that. That's basically what he said. But Monster got the
right,
money for sure.
yeah, but I don't know. Who knows, man? Come on, there's more athletes, right? Maybe come out with it, or is this just a drum up interest with Monster because they're about to change sponsors? Is this
Are
like a
they?
marketing ploy? Because well, they're gonna change to Venom soon, right?
Yeah, but I don't think
That's
Monster's
coming.
going anywhere. I think Monster's in it for
No,
the
but
long.
I'm just no. I'm not saying that they're going away. I'm just saying this is drumming up something
Oh, like
to
the market.
put eyes on them. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Because Venom's gonna enter the picture soon. I don't know, man. It's just weird. I want to hear more stories. Like, is this that? big of an issue. Because if you're gonna, yeah,
I
if you're
think
gonna be treated that way, then yeah, definitely. Wouldn't you want your contract canceled? If you're gonna be treated like a piece of meat,
yeah,
wouldn't
I would.
you? Right? Wouldn't you want your contract canceled anyways?
Yeah.
That's not the
It,
type of person you want to be with.
it sucks because I'd be like, well, fuck him. I'll go with Red Bull. I'll go with Rockstar. I'll go with Nas. But I can't because they're not gonna be okayed by the UFC. I guess on my own time I could, but yeah, you can't quote unquote let the market decide there, because
Yeah.
someone's got their iron fist on that shit. But hey, if
Yeah.
it's just out of principle, like I don't like this guy, so I'll fucking just do away with the whole thing and cost myself money. I mean, you could call somebody dumb for that, but if you're sticking up for your shit, props to you.
Yeah. So I'm not saying like it's easy to do that because being a fighter and not getting paid as much, but I mean if you're not comfortable, then wouldn't you want that canceled anyways?
hmm I'm interested if I was John Morgan and one of these dudes that always front row media. I'd ask Chandler. We're going to talk about Chandler in just a minute because he's coming up in the news, but he's going to be in the news very soon. He's going to have a very high profile. He's been with He was with Bellator for a long time. They've always had Monster. I think he's a Monster brand sponsored athlete, so he would know. On the UFC front, on the Bellator front, like has anything changed? Has he always been like this? Do you even know this guy? So I think that'd be like a good guy to get a hold of right now. But I'm sure people are probably thinking of other things. At the end of the day, this is not the biggest issue. It's probably just a few fighters with gripes. But at the same time, if he's really doing this with a lot of fighters, then it might be. So we'll see. It's all kind of speculation. Paulo Costa is continuing to be just genius. Just a genius person that he is. So he had to pull out of his fight with Robert Whitaker. I guess he'd been getting sick. People said it was COVID. Apparently, he had COVID earlier in the year, but he never really stopped training. So he developed a very severe flu and got a lot of his fucking training partners sick. But he says he has no regrets. He has no regrets, even though he never stopped training through COVID and developed a very severe flu that cost him one of the biggest fights against his life. And he got replaced by Kelvin Gastelum of all fucking people.
What an asshole.
Yeah, for real.
I was wondering if he was still training. What an asshole. Yeah.
Well,
I
he
mean,
said I don't think he was like dying of COVID and training. I think he stopped when he felt symptoms, but I don't think he went through the whole 10, 14-day quarantine of like, even if you feel good, just chill for everybody's sake, for your sake. I think as soon as he felt better, like, fuck it, I'm not that bad. I'll continue training.
it's just crazy, man. Well, he fucked around and found out, huh?
He got sick. He got all his homies sick. He got sick
Gee.
again. Got his fucking fight taken away.
Yeah, not bright at all. See?
Oh,
He's that good looking guy, but he's not bright at all.
can't have it all, Reen.
Jeez, man. That's just too bad. You and fucking Luke. Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, dummy. You should have rested up.
Yeah, like
I
I
mean,
want to laugh at
you
him.
drink too much, right? Like you
Well,
drink too much, you train too much. Like what is wrong with you?
no
Calm down,
balance.
relax,
No balance. Just balls out all the time.
right? Fucking hulking out all the time. Probably having like a bunch of sex too. You know what I mean? Like having all these sessions.
Cardio sessions?
Yeah, that's what Colby calls it, right? Cardio sessions.
Balls deep in Pollyanna Viana?
Yeah. God, that poor girl. Was that consensual with that tweet, with that news article?
Uh,
That was
yeah.
wrong. That was wrong. That was wrong.
I'm,
I hope it was part of a stick or something, but still, it's wrong. How you gonna do that?
I'm
Kobe's gonna get beat up.
I'm sorry for laughing. You're so indignant of how wrong it is. It's like, dude, it's fucking Colby. What do you
I
want
know.
from the guy?
Now
that
you're
was
going.
that was out of left field though. That was like it was about Leon Edwards. It's like, oh yeah, I was fucking this bitch.
Yeah, right? Wow. No, I'm not fighting you because I'm balls deep in Pollyanna, Vienna. What? Excuse me, sir. Language.
There's kids
What are you
around.
doing? This is now gone too far, sir.
Even for him. So the African smoke signals and BLM being terrorists, that's all good, but this is
That's
the
bad
final
too.
straw, right?
Like, how can you? Now you're attacking women? Why? Is it because she's not from this country?
Oh man. This reminds you of every.
What?
This kind of reminds me of that shit. Remember back in the day with Tupac taking that picture with Faith Evans when him and Biggie were
Oh, when they have
just to
beef?
start
Yeah.
shit up. Although I don't know who Pollyanna Viana's boyfriend is. Like Leon Edwards had nothing to do with this. It's not like he's fucking her, you know? Oh my god. Yeah. That was hilarious because of just how unnecessary it was. Why? And you're right. He is gonna get his ass kicked. Like someone's gonna fuck, man. Yeah. He already talked shit about Brazil, and now he's saying he's fucking their women. God damn.
Yeah. He's like a little kid, man.
That's why I laugh.
Stick.
That's why I laugh. Like I guess he's kind of going in still with the Trump thing, and it's like, yeah, you do remind me of Trump. Like maybe you're just doing your best impression. And it's like you're just fucking children, man.
Oh, his balls deep. Oh man, you are so corny.
Mm-hmm. Man, you corny.
Right? Corny. Oh Lord. Poor Pollyanna though.
She'll be fine. She'll be
I
chancing.
know.
She'll be
She'll
the
probably
real
beat up
chancing.
another mugger again and feel better.
Man, I really wish I could say she could fuck up Colby, but I mean that dude is a fighter.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's different than just some
Yeah.
fucking low life in Brazil, you know?
I'm sorry, Pollyanna. That one you can't touch. So go beat up a mugger.
You're bound to find someone, somewhere very quick in Brazil. Fuck, shit, even in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially right now. Yep.
Anyway, so yeah, Paulo's a dumbass and he's an asshole, right?
Yes.
Okay.
God.
Duly noted.
Yep. Getting what you deserve. This is karma, man. Idiot. you should just taking care of yourself. Wouldn't be in this position, right? Now that they're worried about his like cardio and whatnot, so they gotta check that out. Make sure he's okay, his lungs, because of what you want to go balls deep in training.
Basically. just the tip, man. Just the tip. Take it easy.
For real, right?
Every once in a while, man.
That would have been a good fight too. Actually, I was actually looking forward to that, but oh my god, this one, which should have happened before anyway. So
yeah,
I guess it was meant to be.
This was kind of we're gonna talk about this in the matches, but now's the time to talk about it. Yeah, so Gastelum and Whitaker, exactly. This is supposed to be the title fight originally when it was Izzy versus Anderson. That was the co-main, but it ended up being the main event because Whitaker almost died.
Yes.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, I didn't know how that fight was really gonna turn out then, and now I think it's gonna be fun, man. I mean, Gaslam, he looked good against Heinisch, but he hadn't been looking so hot before that. He had that war with Izzy. So we'll see. I expect Whitaker to win. but I think it's gonna be a fun fight.
Yeah, we'll see if Gastelum makes weight. Because this is what 2 weeks notice. Well, what is this?
I think he'll be
April
fine.
17th. It's not too. Yeah, it's not too bad
He looked
actually.
good
April
against
17th.
Heinisch, and that wasn't too long ago. That was the
Hmm.
Usman fight. That was what, a month ago.
Hopefully he didn't. Yeah, go all out and had a whole bunch of his mama's cooking or something.
No, I don't think so. It's not New Year's. It's not like the UFC should just put explicitly in their contract from like November to like February. Yeah, no fights for you, Gaslam. You gotta. We know how undisciplined you are. You want to stay with mom, that's cool, but we can't risk it, son. 9 months out of the year, you're good, but from November to February, yeah, we gotta be careful. I don't know about you. Yeah, that's what I'd do, but I don't know how these contracts are supposed to be written, so what the fuck do I know? So the last bit of this, I guess, should be matchups. We got plenty of matchups to talk about, but it's so big, it has to be in the headlines, and this will bleed into the matchups. So UFC 261 is the first card in over a year that will have a full crowd. Of course, it's in Florida, Jacksonville. Uh, yeah, this is the April pay-per-view. Uh, damn it, I didn't get the date. If I remember right, I think it was like April 24th. I
4th. Yeah,
believe so,
24th.
yeah. Yeah, so that's happening, and it's going to be headlined by Usman and Masvidal. That's the rematch, which nobody asked for, but fuck it, I'll take it, I guess. But that doesn't even matter because Shevchenko Andrade is the co-main, and Wiley Zhang and Rose motherfucking Namajunas is the third from the top. And I can't believe I'm even mad about that, but I am because goddamn, that should be the main event. But this is one of those things that I mean, I like Usman. I all the respect in the world to him after that last fight. I think he's earned his right to call his shot, and he wants to fight Masvidal. That's fine. But I ain't gonna be mad at all if that fight falls apart because that means Shevchenko Andrade is the main event, or most likely Wiley and Namajunas is the main event, and I think that should be the main event. I don't want Dana to do the same thing with Wiley that he did with Joanna. Joanna could have been a star. Like people, she's well known, but she's not really a star because Dana never gave her that chance, and she could have been a star. With Wiley, she can't just be doing the fucking co-main thing all the time or the third from the top. Like I want her to have her own cards. I want people to go out of their way to actually purchase a Zhang Wiley pay-per-view.
That's actually a good idea, but maybe they're not ready for that yet.
I,
Maybe
I
they will. Maybe they will do something because aren't they working with athletes in China at the new PI right
Yeah,
now?
yeah, they are, and actually for this fight, I get it because it's the first fight back, quote unquote to normalcy, right?
Yes.
Full arena, which I mean, Florida's been doing Florida things, so they've had like half empty arenas. So I mean, I guess it's the natural progression. I don't know. People are getting vaccinated, so I mean, I don't know. I guess the spread is gonna slow. Maybe it won't be that big of an issue. I don't even know at this point. That's kind of aside from the point now because it's gonna happen sooner or later. Um, but yeah, I get it. You want a gigantic card so people actually go and watch the fights, actually go and buy tickets. But yeah, I'm just salty because I just want Wiley to be a fucking superstar.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah. Maybe there's something coming up for her though because of that PI. They're doing something with it. They're getting ready. Probably like do some kind of ultimate fighter out there, right? I think that's what they're like gearing for, but for China. And they might do like a card for her with all those fighters
If she,
stacked on the card with her.
yeah, we'll
I mean,
see.
maybe that could be something for her, yeah. Because she's been out for a while too, so I mean, and who knows?
This would be wild with Wiley. She had the first fight she had the last fight before COVID. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
and then she's gonna have the first fight during COVID, but now with people.
yeah, it's crazy.
Wild.
Her journey is crazy.
And then Rose. I mean, we love Rose so much, but this is one of those. If Wiley's gonna lose to anybody, I ain't mad. It's Rose, but Man, I'm gonna be so psyched when this card comes around, man. Like, I don't
Yep.
know if I've, I don't know if I've, my love for Wiley is like, it might, I think it's unmatched. As much as I love Kat Zingano, it's for a lot of personal reasons. Wiley, I literally love because of the way she fights and her work ethic. That's like she's got great personality too, but like the two main things is her fighting style and how fucking hard she works. She works so hard it made me love her. And then yeah, well shit, put the English into that too, because that's part of the hard work too. She's fucking learning English at the clip that she's going physically, that she's fucking just going balls out every day. Holy shit, man. That woman's amazing. I'll never say enough good things about her.
Yeah, she's a real life warrior.
She's like real life Mulan, huh?
Yeah, she's real life, like
Yeah.
legit warrior. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, I can't wait. I'm not really looking forward to the main. I feel you on that.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen it was so recent.
Hmm. And I think, yeah, like you said, nobody asked for it. We don't really care for it. It's not what we wanted.
Yeah.
But gotta make that money.
Man, as much as we were talking about, I had one last thought about Wiley. As much as well known as she is, as much as her star shined bright with the Juliana fight, there's still some people out there that may not know her. And things in the news lately regarding Asian women have not been good. But if shit like this is happening, especially that Florida's kind of a red state, she's out and about, and some shit happens. Oh dear God, there was an old lady in San Francisco that fucked some dude up. Old Asian lady. Could you imagine if somebody tried to fuck with Wiley, man?
God,
Like you
don't
almost want it
find
to happen,
out.
right? Like you almost want
I
it to happen.
I do, but don't find out, please.
Please
I'd
fuck
rather
around.
see her actually. I
Please fuck around and find out.
want to see her fight. Well, hopefully, if somebody captures it on film,
Yeah, yeah.
something on
Chris
video.
Weidman, you like to watch women fight and not do anything about it. Be around somewhere.
Oh my god, that shit is funny. The All American just sat there and did nothing.
While two women fought. Was he a fucking barbarian? Kind of civilized American is he?
Hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, amazing card. And again, the main event is like you don't even want to call it the cherry on top because it ain't that good. But it's like the free mint after your fucking dinner. It's something. It's there. You can take it or leave it. But Zhang, Zhang and Namajunas and Shevchenko, Andrade is where the fuck it's at. That's all I need. But enough about the headlines. Let's get into some matchups. Amazing matchups from the rank and file to fucking former champs and crazy headlining matches. So first up on May 8th, TJ Dillashaw is officially back and he's gonna fight again. He's gonna come back to fight Corey Sandhagen. I don't know if they could have given him a harder fight. Honestly, given how he is at this point, even though with all the juice and shit, Jan or Sterling probably would be an easier fight for Dillashaw than even Sandhagen with how he's been looking and how fucking athletic and strong, fast and precise he is. I think Dillashaw's in for a rough fucking night.
It's so crazy that this is his first fight. They're just like, here you go.
I mean, that's how it should be. He's talking shit and that I'm the champ and I'm gonna beat all these motherfuckers. And I'm like, okay, well, you're not taking the champ, but you're gonna get the next baddest motherfucker, possibly the baddest
Yeah.
motherfucker in the class. Man, I wouldn't be so confident of Jan against Sanhagen. And well, Sterling beat him already, but I'm not exactly sure that's how it'll work out in a rematch.
But at the same time, how fair is that though? Because if he does beat Sandhagen, then he's in line for the title.
If he beats Sanhagen, he earned it. I mean, yeah, he's a cheater, and that stain will never wash away. But if he can beat Sanhagen, he's next in fight. Fuck it.
It just sucks for the rest of the guys that's been doing it and haven't, haven't cheated. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the only thing that sucks. I mean, yeah, and they gotta make their money too. I get it. This sells more. You can't punish TJ and make him start from the bottom, right?
Yeah.
He's still, yeah, he's still. You can still use him. He's still in his prime, right?
Yeah.
So that's the only issue. Because come on, man, he took the full 2 years.
Yeah. How old is TJ? He's gonna be what, like 34, 33? He's not young.
Mm-mm.
I
But
think he
he's
was.
still prime age.
Yeah, he's
Maybe.
not old, but he's not young either.
Yeah.
They
I
they
mean, it
took
will be interesting.
they took away his career in his prime. Like that's not, regardless of the drugs or whatnot, that those are vital years. Every fucking day, every week of that shit counts. So he may not look the same at all, not just because of the
Yeah.
juice, but just being inactive. Yeah, this could be a totally different TJ. I don't expect him to be anywhere near as good as he was for many reasons. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a bad night against Corey. I don't think Corey's gonna fuck around for a second, man. I think he's gonna try and make a statement quick. I think he's gonna try and Frankie Edgar his ass. And then TJ doesn't even have the best jaw to begin with, so that was a miracle against Frankie because we know what a fucking chin he's got on him. TJ, it ain't even gonna take that much. But anyway, another amazing bantamweight fight, another headliner, Rob Font and Cody Garbrandt. Uh, So I guess Cody's what? Is he giving up on flyweight then? Or is he just in the time being? Because I mean, if he beats Rob Font, he's probably the next guy too. Rob Font just beat Moraes. I mean, he's like a top 5 guy.
I guess so. I mean, it might be harder now, right? Because he had that COVID issue. So why even risk his body
Oh
going
shit,
down,
that's right. He had
right?
it really bad, right? He probably had it worse than Kamzat, huh?
I think so. With the blood clots, and
Yeah.
did he have to go like a specialist or something?
UFC never helped him.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Then he had to take it
But
out
yeah,
on that flight attendant. Fucking asshole. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I know kids were involved, and you're a fucking asshole, dude. I'm sorry. That was some stupid ass bullshit. If you
yeah,
guys don't know what we're talking about, he fucking went into the cockpit of a plane after he was upset because they wouldn't they I don't know, they wouldn't let him on because his son didn't have a mask or something, and he was fucking irate. And of course, the genius that he is, he live streamed this on IG. That's that's Cody for you. But anyway, still good fight. Hope Rob Font wins. Needless to say, but yeah, it's a really good fight. Another fight, Casey O'Neill is gonna fight Laura Procopio on June 19th at Fight Night. Casey O'Neill beat Shannon Dobson in her UFC debut. She's got a lot of hype behind her, Australian. And Laura Procopio, sorry if I'm not saying that right, can't pronounce it right. She knocked out Stephanie Frausto in the Contender Series. Legit judoka, got serious power. So I want to say striker versus grappler, but Procopio's got some good grappling too, but she's got some power to boot. So this will be interesting to see.
cool. Sad what happened at the Contender Series, but damn, yeah, this is cool. I want to see it. I want to see what else she can do.
She
She
looks
looks
very
good.
promising. Yeah, she looks very promising. She has all the attributes physically, uh,
Yes.
and martial arts knowledge wise. Like she seems to have it all. Another fight. Anthony Hernandez is gonna fight Punahele Soriano, another name I can't pronounce, at UFC Fight Night on June 26th. Anthony Hernandez just submitted Rodrigo Vieira with a fucking anaconda. I don't know, if it was anaconda choke or a Darce choke, but he fucking choked him out after beating the shit out of him. That was probably the most amazing thing. One of the most amazing things I saw this year. That's up there with like Corey Sandhagen's flying knee of Frankie Edgar. That shit was amazing. He fucking choked out one of the best black belts in the world. And Punahele Solariano is also from the Contender Series. Strong ass Samoan dude. Has 2 first round knockouts already in his UFC career. So I'm very excited for this fight. It's one of those like sleeper fight of the night type fights, I think.
Yeah, Anthony is cool. He's from up here. MMA
Oh,
Gold, Aspen's teammate.
that's right. Yes, I knew. I'm like, I think he's local, but I forgot from where. Yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah. He's had some ups and downs. I think he was suspended for marijuana.
Uh,
Um, yeah, I think he was on the Contender Series, got into the UFC, and then he got suspended or something. If I think it's been a while, but yeah, man, he's been looking good. So yeah, this should be a good fight.
did you see that finish of the Rodrigo
Yeah,
Vieira? Yeah, isn't that fucking amazing?
yes. Did not
Uh,
expect that, of course, because he's a black belt, and yeah,
I didn't even know who that guy. I didn't even know who Hernandez was. I kind of knew who Vieira was, but I knew he was a legit black belt, and I was like, no way, no fucking way. Like he's really going for it. I kind of wanted to make fun of him, like this fucking idiot. He's gonna cost himself the fight. Like he just wants to prove a point, and he fucking did it, and I just shut the fuck up. That was
yeah,
amazing, man.
yeah. He was a hero. BJJ community was a little upset.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I noticed that
But
going through everything. Yeah,
I love that shit though, man. I love when a kickboxer gets knocked out. I love when a jiu-jitsu dude gets submitted. It's like I love when someone can just rub people's face and, fuck you, look what I
ah,
did, you know?
yep, yeah. So MMA won that night.
Mm-hmm.
That show is funny, man. BJJ people were salty,
Well,
making all
this is,
kinds of excuses, but it's
real
MMA, bro.
fighting, dude. This is real fighting. I mean, no disrespect to BJJ, but this is real fighting, man. You get fucked up, you might get choked out. It ain't just fucking holding and choking, man. But yeah, that was crazy.
Fucking savage move too. Beat the shit out of him, and then yeah, choke him out too. Good lord.
It's got fucking grapefruits for fucking balls, man. That dude's amazing. Yeah, that dude's insane. And last up, probably one of the biggest pieces of news is up there with the 261 card, and this is the 262 card. Khabib has officially retired, according to Dana. Dana finally got it. He's just not that into you, bro. He finally got it. Khabib's officially retired. Gave up the belt. And it's going to be Michael Chandler versus Charles Oliveira for the vacant belt at UFC 262 on May 15th. This is what I was saying earlier, that Michael Chandler is going to have a spotlight on him very soon. This is what I was talking about. He's main eventing for the belt. If we want to bring up the monster issue, I think now's the time to do it. But yeah. Is this the right fight?
I was wondering that.
Because there was
I
rumors
guess
that
it is.
it was gonna be him and Chandler and Gaethje, but Gaethje just lost, so I don't think you could
Right,
do that for the belt.
right. And then Dustin.
Chandler Dustin
I
would have
think
been kind of cool, to be honest, but then you're fucking over Oliveira.
yeah, and I think Dustin might be doing that trilogy fight. Maybe they're setting that up for him. That'll
Oh,
be more money for him too.
the winner of that fight for sure is gonna be next in line. If they do that soon, he's got to be next in line.
Yeah. But Connor and Dustin, they have that. So who knows? But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Finally, we got the answers. I think everybody else knew, though, right? Except for Dana. He didn't want to accept it. But we knew.
Dana, you've been friend zoned, bro.
Yeah, we knew. We
Not
were
not
trying to
it.
tell you.
He's not into you like that, man.
Yeah, you look like a fool chasing after him. Pathetic, bro. We all knew. Look at you now, posting that.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
blurry. It wasn't even like a nice picture. It was a blurred picture. You're salty. We get it. You're chasing him this entire time, and he broke your heart. We get it. Had to quickly make that announcement too. Act like you're not hurt.
Oh my god.
Poor
Yeah.
guy. He's probably like drinking right now. He act like a female. He like a girl or something, chasing after the dude. Like, please, please, please. I'm sorry for saying female. I might get canceled for that now.
Yeah, I always say I don't get why that's an issue. I've never understood that. What the fuck do I know? I'm a male, right? Allegedly. I don't know. But
I know,
yeah,
what am I? I'm a
yeah.
female, but I act like a dude sometimes. So do I have pronouns too?
Oh god. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, yeah. Good for Khabib. We know, we knew. So he's probably gonna like set this up for Islam, right? This is the move because he's been looking good.
What Islam? Well, actually, right?
Makachev?
Islam, yeah,
Yeah,
versus Gagey maybe,
yeah, that might be next too.
because Gagey's left out in the cold. Because there's no way Dustin fights anyone else besides Connor. Dustin already
Yeah,
beat Gagey. I mean, I'd love to see it, but it doesn't make sense. It'd be him and Connor again. And I doubt they'll give Islam to Dustin. That seems a little high up. So Gagey's like, yeah, he just lost the belt. You know, he just lost the title fight. Islam's on his way up. See what he's made out of. Or maybe Hooker, although he just lost. Maybe that wouldn't make a lot of sense, but it would be one of the two. I think it'd be Hooker or Gagey. I wish Kevin Lee was still in the picture right now because he was always in that mid range. Like he wasn't top 3, but he was always like in the top 5, top 6 area.
yeah. Well, it just got interesting, that's for sure. Interesting, and it's moving along too. It's not like he held up the belt for that, a very long time or anything. Like some
Mm-hmm.
people did, right? So
Yeah, I mean, he let him be known then. And I understand if you're hesitant for like a week or two, because, sometimes people, especially him, he was so emotional, right? So there was that slight thing like, okay, maybe he meant it, but he might change his mind in a week or two, right? Like, I'll give him that. But
yeah,
after a month, 2 months, 3 months, like, bro, it's over. It's fucking over.
yeah. Let it go, Dana.
Don't steal his ATV now.
I
But,
hope you paid for dinner.
he for sure did. He probably made Khabib take the tip, though. You got a tip now, motherfucker. I would have got it, but you don't want to come back. But that does it for headlines. It does it for MMA. Let's get into the news story of the week. Headline is Trade Group asks California theme parks to mitigate the effects of screaming on rides. So here in SoCal, here in LA, where there are many theme parks, we are now starting to open up. We are now in the red tier, which apparently means not as bad, not the worst. So we're starting to open shit up. And we got quite a few theme parks here in Southern California, and that's one of the things that are going to be opened up. Limited capacity, obviously, enforcing the face mask stuff, and as we well know, singing, screaming, uh, yelling, those type of things are prone to spread COVID because saliva kind of goes around. You project. And when you're on a roller coaster, obviously you're projecting. And I don't know how, but they want to get people to stop screaming on fucking roller coasters.
I mean, how are they going to do that? How are they going to monitor that? Are they going to ask, like, are you a screamer?
I would think there'd be privacy laws against that, but damn well, Fourth Amendment don't exist anymore. But no, seriously, I'll be honest. I'm not. It took me a long time to get on a roller coaster. Like I was like, I think damn near an adult. I think it was maybe like 16, 17, 18 when I finally got like a legit roller coaster. I was so scared for like my whole youth, even as a teenager. It took me a while to get on. And once I finally did, I loved it. But the reason I hated it when I was a kid is because I'd be so scared and I'd just freeze up and I'd just like tense up and fucking like hold my breath and shit. which is like the worst thing you can do. And then as I got older, I was like, well, people scream for a reason. You fucking release the stress, release the tension. So I'm a very loud screamer when it comes to roller coasters. I can't do it any other way because I don't know how the fuck people do that. It just seems so masochistic. Like, why'd you put yourself through that? If you can't scream, like that's the only release you get.
Yeah, you can't even be like, woohoo! Not even like
Yeah,
screaming to be scared or anything like that,
yeah, just having
but to
fun.
really, yeah, really enjoy it. Like that's the way I would ride it, right? I love roller coasters. I love all kinds of roller coasters. And yeah, dude, I wouldn't go if I can't be me and enjoy it and actually be out
Hmm.
and enjoy the park. And yeah,
Your
like you're out, but you're limited,
your little boy tries to scream, you like fucking cover his mouth. Dog can't scream.
right? Like, what am I
Gonna,
gonna? How am I
gonna get
gonna
us kicked
like,
out.
regulate that? Yeah, that's
Oh
so
man.
sad, man. Like, they're already out anyways, and they're
Yeah.
taking that chance. So
Well,
might as well just have them have a good time. At least they're still wearing a mask. You regulate that, but screaming?
well, that's the thing too, is that I mean it's high velocity open air. I mean most roller coasters are outside, right? That's I didn't get the whole thing with theme parks early on too. I'm like, look, 99% of theme parks are outside. In the case of like Disneyland, there's places like Space Mountain, which is basically an indoor roller coaster. So yeah, maybe things like that, you might have to shut that one down for a bit. I would understand that, but everything else is like the Matterhorn and Splash Mountain and like the fucking bumper cars and shit. I'm like, you're outside. Who gives a shit? And then yeah, if you're gonna be wearing masks anyway, yeah, I don't. I think this is just people scared of lawsuits, and it's only to cover their own ass. They can't be seriously worried about COVID spreading like that. Even if it does, like it will only be a few, like a handful of people. It's not gonna be the whole fucking park. And they're not even allowing outside residents in. It's only Californians.
Insane. Well, hopefully everybody has fun somewhat.
Just imagine like just going to Disneyland or something and just hearing silence. Like you hear the train, the train tracks, the roller coasters going, but you hear no screaming at all.
Yes. How odd. No, that's kind of creepy actually.
It is.
With all
Yeah.
the masks too.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
especially if you go to a place like Six Flags, which Six Flags Magic Mountain here in SoCal too. That one has like the really big roller coasters. That one, when you're in the parking lot, you hear people screaming bloody murder. So it's like,
Yeah.
before you even step into the park, you're just like, oh shit. You can feel it. There's just gonna be dead silence. That's gonna be so odd. Well, obviously, I don't think this is gonna happen. I think maybe they're just saying something to be like, hey, well, we try to warn about this. It's gonna happen anyway. We're like, oh, well, we were concerned about people spreading it this way. But man, yeah, that just sounds like some evil bullshit. That sounds like some Guantanamo Bay bullshit. Have like some fucking like Navy SEAL have a gun to like the terrorist's head. Like you're gonna go on this roller coaster, but you can't scream, bitch. Just scream and watch what happens. Straight up like Pulp Fiction his ass. Scream,
Oh
motherfucker! I dare you.
man. Right? Oh no.
Yeah,
Interesting. Okay, we're opening up. All right. See how this goes.
yeah. I guess in the end, this is kind of good news, right? But it's so ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, but then again, just a few months ago, we were talking about people should have eaten with masks on. Only take the mask down to bite and then immediately put it back on. So that never happened. That was just people like maybe just testing us to see how fucking stupid we are. I don't know. Maybe it's the same thing here. Yeah. But hopefully we're on the other side of this soon. Hopefully by the end of the year, Reen, we can hell, maybe we can go to a theme park and not have to wear a mask and not have to worry about screaming too loud. So
Huh. You fuck man, you can scream and I'll be like, whoa! Hell yeah, Juicy, you enjoying this shit?
Oh, I'm gonna
You'd be all
isolate several.
terrified.
I'm gonna isolate several of these clips later on. These are gonna be sound bites in the future.
Oh man.
Oh man. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. We're glad to be back. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at iFoxWithJuice. Share, like, subscribe, retweet, give us a review. Whatever you can do to help the show grow, get the word out. And we'll catch you all next week. Sayonara.
Adios.